Hi, today we are going to talk about the present perfect continuous tense, another tense which lives in the present time context, like the present perfect, but it's generally not mixed up with a lot of things because it's very specific, right? It has two meanings, and let me pass over to my presentation. So first of all, let's talk about the formation of this tense. Like many other tenses, it is an analytical form, which means that it has two elements. The first one is a grammatical element which bears the grammatical meanings, and this is the auxiliary verb to be in the present perfect form. That means you have two variants. I have been, she has been, something like that. The second element is the lexical element, the element that bears the meaning, the lexical meaning, right? And then this is the notional verb in the ing form, which is also called participle to. For example, if you take the verb work, the form of the present perfect continuous is going to be I have been working, or for the third person singular, he has been working, right? And here you have some examples, and look for the context around them. So, for instance, you say, I have been thinking about that. Я об этом размышлял и размышляю. We have been traveling. Да мы путешествовали. You have been exercising. В последнее время ты, не знаю, ходишь в качалку, как-то красиво перевести. She has been working here for years. Она здесь работает уже много лет. He has been painting for 10 years. Он увлекается живописью уже 10 лет. It has been snowing all day. Снег идет целый день. They have been calling for many times. Okay, sorry, I misprint here. Times, not time. So they have been calling for many times means они уже много раз звонили. And you see, sometimes you translate it as the present tense in Russian. Sometimes you translate it as a past tense in Russian. This means something is interesting about that. And this interesting thing is actually two meanings. One of them is translated as the present tense, another one is translated as the past tense. So, negative sentences are normally not possible with the first meaning of the present perfect continuous, because then we get back to the present perfect, but we are going to talk about that in a minute. So, now let's have a look at the first meaning. It's an action that began before the moment of speaking and continues into it or up to it. Does it remind you anything? It's exactly the second meaning of the present perfect, but it is used with different kinds of conditions, right? You need to have a dynamic verb, plus you need to have an affirmative sentence, and this dynamic verb in an affirmative sentence should be used in active voice. So if all the three conditions are together, you can see the pluses here, right? If all these three conditions are together, then you are going to have the present perfect continuous. And here we have the sentence about studying English. I have been studying English for 3 years. I started 5 years ago, and I'm still studying it, right? And this is the action which continues into the moment of speaking. It's still here. Я учу английский уже 3 года. Or, for instance, there is a person who returns home, and now when this person is on the doorstep of his or her house, this person says, home, sweet home, I have been traveling since 2018. Дом, милый дом, или как же хорошо быть дома. Я путешествовала с 2018 года, и вот настал день, когда мое путешествие закончено. So in this case, it's the action which began before the moment of speaking, continued right up to it, and now it's over, right? And in this case, you translate it with the past tense in Russian. Я путешествовала. Other examples here will be, for example, an old Japanese person tells you, I have been working for Toshiba for 45 years, and now it's time for me to retire. Я проработал на компанию Toshiba 45 лет, и теперь пора на пенсию. Then my favorite scientific example, the universe has been expanding since the Big Bang. Вселенная расширяется с момента большого взрыва. Вот там 10 миллиардов лет назад произошел большой взрыв, и с тех пор Вселенная все время становится больше и больше. And we know that from the red light. Okay, sorry. Then you have the third example. We have been waiting for you for 3 hours. Are you coming at all? Мы тебя ждем уже 3 часа. Ты вообще собираешься приходить? So we started waiting 3 hours ago, and now we are still waiting. So this is not a very problematic meaning. Something started, it's still here, the verb is dynamic, the sentence is affirmative, the voice is active. I have been working here for 10 years. I have been recording videos since 8 a.m. today, for instance, and I'm still not happy with their quality. The second meaning is much more fun, right? So in the second meaning, you have this interesting explanation in the textbook, which I suggest we make shorter. You say, meaning 2 is an action which was in progress recently, and it explains the present situation. So mind you, it's not necessarily attached to the present moment. In the timeline, you can see that it is a period of time which was in progress recently, not right before the moment of speaking, right? Somewhere close. And here, this normally it is used in situations when you ask a question, why? And then people answer you why something has been happening. So here we have 2 children, and one of the children asks the other one, why are you so sad? And then right now that person is sad, so the person answers, but the reason lies in the recent past where something has been going on. So the child says, I have been watching Hachiko. Hachiko is a film, Hachiko. So, ты почему такой грустный? Да я Хатико смотрел. So it's a very sad film, you feel sad all day after that, right? So why are you so sad? Oh, that was happening. Or other examples here, why are your shoes so dirty? For example, somebody arrives at the university and this person's boots are covered in mud, and everybody looks at that person and says, why are your boots so dirty? Or why are your shoes so dirty? I have been walking through the forest, and the forest in the spring is not much fun, right? Or, for instance, you say, why are the child's eyes red? He has been crying. For example, a boy of like 2 years old or 3 years old, and then there is no toy, that the boy has lost his toy, for instance. Why his eyes red? He has been crying recently, not a minute ago, before dinner, for example. Then another example here is that the fields are blooming, it has been raining a lot. Поля цветут или поля в цвету. В последнее время часто шел дождь. Дожди шли в последнее время. So it's good for the fields, right? And it's not like 10 minutes ago there was no rain. But generally, recently, there has been a lot of rain. So it has been raining a lot. Or a negative sentence. In this meaning, we can use negative sentences, right? Unlike in the first meaning. So here we have, I have not been sleeping enough lately. В последнее время я недостаточно сплю, right? Then you have another sentence. I feel much more energetic. I have been working out. Why do I feel so much more energetic? Я чувствую себя гораздо более энергичным. Почему? Я в последнее время тренируюсь, там, делаю зарядку, что-нибудь такое. And another example which I like very much is about, like, you know, there is this sort of granny TV. This is a special channel where they show you all the dangerous things about the places you are going to travel, and then they only have this channel so that your grandmother, as soon as you tell her I'm going to Chicago, your grandmother is going to be, oh, there were gangsters there was a crime, somebody was killed, and you're like, stop, it's not that dangerous. So why is your granny like that? Why does she believe that everything is dangerous? Because she has been watching too much television, and this is the explanation, something in the recent period of time which explains the present situation. Okay, so let me come back to you. So the present perfect continuous is a very nice little tense with only 2 meanings. It's analytical. Its form is have been doing, has been doing. It has 2 meanings. The first meaning is an action which began before the moment of speaking and continues into it or up to it, like in the present perfect. But unlike in the present perfect, it has 3 conditions. It should be a dynamic verb in an affirmative sentence, in active voice, right? And then you say, for instance, I have been working here for 2 years. The second meaning of the present perfect continuous is an action which was in progress recently, but not necessarily right before the present moment. So the action which was in progress recently, and it explains the present situation in some way. For instance, you say, why are you so sad? I have been watching Hachiko, right? Or I have been doing my grammar homework. Poor you. Okay, so thank you for watching this video, and have fun!